Hey everybody, this is Off and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to build this villager micro farm on the Bedrock Better Together version of Minecraft. So let's get started. Now, as with the Java version that I showcased a couple of days ago, this uses loads and loads of bone meal, so don't attempt to make this unless you have a big skelly grinder or access to loads of bones. And it's also very noisy. I've got the volume turned all the way down now, and it's still quite annoying. And it seems to be different in the Bedrock edition as well. On Java, when I get this far away, I can't hear it, but on Bedrock, I've got to be all the way over here. But anyway, it's something to bear in mind when you build it. I've also put a couple of fail-safes in this one that I didn't incorporate into the one on the Java edition. So to start with, we've got a couple of indicator lights at the top. They'll show you when your dispensers are out of bone meal. So if the right-hand dispenser runs out of bone meal, the right-hand light will light up and the farm will stop. If the left-hand dispenser has run out of bone meal, the left-hand light will light up and the farm will stop. And as with the other one, we've got an on-off switch, so we can turn the farm on and off if we want to. Also, on this farm that wasn't on the Java edition, there's a start-stop switch if the chest gets full. At the moment, we're currently not full. This is me AFKing for about 2 hours while I've been building the farm. So these farmers on the Bedrock edition work so hard. They're so much quicker than the guys in Java. It's fantastic to watch them running about. It's brilliant. But the chest fills up quite quickly. If I didn't have the stop-start switch on there, or the detector to stop the farm from working, they'd carry on farming. You'd waste loads of bone meal. The carrots would just pile up on top, and they'd go to waste, which is why I've put the start-stop in. And basically, just to give you a quick fly around the back at the redstone, for what it is, it's really compact. I'm really pleased with how this turned out. Now we've got a couple of redstone circuits. We have the redstone circuit at the bottom here, the two comparators coming out of the back of the dispensers. That just indicates whether or not the dispensers have got items in them. If they haven't, that redstone torch will come on, which will unpower, come on, jump up, which will unpower that torch there, which turns off this comparator clock, which stops the system from firing. So that turns it off. We've got a redstone circuit at the top, just in there. That's connected to the on-off switch at the front. Obviously, you turn it on, the light goes off, and the circuits start, and the bone meal starts being dispensed. Turn it back, turn the system on. Sorry, turn the lever on, the light goes on and the system stops working. And these are just extensions up to the top that turn the redstone lamps on when the system is out of bone meal. The water is hidden inside these lapis blocks. I've used lapis blocks really for me, so I knew that there was water in there, because I was forever digging through it and digging straight into the water everywhere. Redstone and water doesn't mix. And underneath the bottom here, if I can get to it, dig this out a little bit. Here we have the mechanism that indicates whether or not the chest is full. So as soon as that chest is full, that comparator pulls a signal off of the back of this hopper, which lights up that comparator there, which lights up the torch. And that will also turn off the dispensers. And there's enough light coming off of that redstone lamp there to light up the farm enough to stop the farmer from replanting. So again, that'll stop you from just wasting bone meal, wasting carrots and whatever. So that is it. Now you've had a quick look at it, let's start building it. So to build this, you're going to need an area that is 5 wide by 8 deep, and you're also going to need to dig down at least 3 blocks. So bear that in mind when you're finding a place to build this. you also need to build this somewhere where you can control the light level. The farming blocks that are going about here need to be at a light level of 7 or below for the farm to work. So either build this underground or inside a building, or put some kind of roof over it. But somehow you need to make sure that the farmland in the farm is at a light level of less than 7. Sorry, of less than 8, of 7 or below. So I've got everything we need for the building this chest. You want to pause the video if you need to make a note of it. So let's grab some stuff and start building. So first of all, you want to come over to the front of your farm, find the middle of it, which is this one here. Knock out those 2 blocks. You want to replace those with your standard chests. So you want to put one there and one there. And then going into the back of that chest, you need to put yourself down a hopper. So you need to crouch, put your hopper into that chest there like that. Then back round to the front, over to the right of that hopper, you need to knock out that block, and you need to put another hopper facing into that hopper. So that hopper changes into that hopper runs into that chest. Now you need to make yourself a bit of working room. So just come to the right of the chest, and you need to dig down 3 blocks, and you need to dig all of this out all the way down the back. Okay, and then you need to dig out all of this under here. So now you've got a bit of room to work in. So grab yourself your blocks of choice. You need to put a block. You need to put a block there. And you need to put a comparator coming off the back of that hopper there. Okay, and then just in front of that comparator, just there, you need to put a block. All right, and then you come over and you want to put 2 blocks there and there, and then another block there. Okay, so you've got your comparator coming out of your hopper, you've got a block in front of your comparator, and then you've got 2 blocks, and on those 2 blocks you want to put some redstone dust there and there, and then on the back of this block you need to put yourself down a redstone torch like that. Then you want to come back over here again, over to towards the front, and underneath this block that has the comparator on it, facing that way, facing towards the front, you need to put yourself down another comparator like that. Then you want to put down 2 pieces of dust, then a block there, and then a redstone lamp on top of it. Okay, now what that does is once the chest is full, that hopper is going to start backing up. And when that hopper backs up to around about 60 items, it'll give off a signal strength of 2. And that will be enough to unpower that torch, which is down there. I can't get down, which is down here. So that torch will be unpowered, and it will also light up that lamp there. So as soon as the hopper's full, I don't know, 40, 50 items in there, that will turn off the system, obviously, because your chest is full. So that's what you should have now. Now we can go ahead and fill this hole back in again. While you're filling it in, when you're filling in underneath the chests, just bear in mind that you are going to be able to see through your chest. So you are going to have to fill in just under there, underneath the chest and that hopper. Probably going to have to fill it in with a nice block, with your block of choice. And then you can fill the rest in with the dirt, and then your nice block again. And that way, when you do look through, you can see a block, not a dirty piece of dirt. Okay, now we ought to put the water in so we know what we're working around. So grab yourself a solid block. You need to make a little trench, not a trench, sorry, a little pool of water here. I'm going to use lapis again, but you can use any block you like. As I say, I use lapis because I know that there's water inside it, and that way I know not to knock the block out while I'm digging around it. So put yourself in a block there, and then just surround it with another block. So you've got that, and your water's going to go in there. Okay, so now you've got that. Now we can start doing a bit of work at the front of the farm. So grab yourself a block of choice again, and you need to go to the blocks behind the back of your hoppers, these hoppers here. You want to put 3 blocks along the back there, one there, one there, one there, and then above the chest you want to put yourself down an upside down set of stairs. That's so you can still access the chest. Then you want to come back to your solid blocks, put a solid block there, and here we need to push a minecart, a hopper minecart onto there. Okay, so we won't put a block there just for the second. Now grab yourself some dirt. You need to put a block of dirt there and a block of dirt directly above the center hopper. Okay, I've just been rendering the video for you guys, and I noticed I've made a mistake, and I wanted to put this correction into the video at the correct place. So that's what I'm doing now. Basically, the center block there, I said should be dirt. However, I've just noticed that because it's dirt, because it's a solid block, every time that guy walks over the pressure plate, it locks that hopper. Which is not good, because that way it fills up quite quickly. So you don't need to put a solid block there. That needs to be a slab. So let's just stop that guy from walking about for the time being. We need to whip that out and replace it with a slab, and then put the pressure plate back on top again. And he can walk about on his merry way, and that way now every time he walks over that pressure plate, it doesn't impact on this hopper here, which it would do if it was a solid block. So you might see for the rest of the video that's a solid block, a block of dirt. Ignore that. You need a block of dirt and then a slab with your pressure plate on top, and then some dirt. Apologies for that, guys. Enjoy the rest of the video. Okay. And then leave that hopper without anything on it. Put yourself down a block of dirt next to it, and then your block of choice just there. Sorry, you are going to have to pop that block out again, because you're going to need to break the rail underneath the hopper minecart in a second. Okay? So at the moment you've got that. Now grab yourself a piston, your standard piston, and put a piston there facing these blocks. We're going to use that piston to push those blocks in a second, and we'll just throw a lever down there to be ready. Now you want to grab yourself your powered rails, and you want to put a powered rail down there. If it does that, you really want it to be facing sideways. It depends on the way that you're standing as to the way that the rails are orientated. So sometimes you might be lucky, sometimes you won't. At the moment we're not very lucky, so they're pointing this way. The easy way to fix that, just get rid of that block of dirt and put another rail next to it so it snaps to the one next to it, and then get rid of that block there, and then you can replace the dirt that you've just broken. Okay, now throw yourself down a hopper minecart onto the rails. Okay, now that's done, you're going to need to break the rails underneath the minecart, and this is really tricky. You might have to get rid of those blocks there to do it, but you need to be able to see the hitbox of the rails and not the minecart. Okay, if you're too low, you'll break the hopper, which is no good. If you're too high, you're going to break the minecart, which again is no good. So if you can see, you can just about see the hitbox of the rails. There you can't, there you can, there you can't, there you can. Break the rails and the hopper minecart falls down a little bit, which is perfect. Now you can get yourself out of the little hole you've just dug, fill that back up again, and put a block just there. Now you can flick your lever and force your dirt over the top of that minecart. And then you can get rid of that, get rid of that. So now anything that the farmer drops on top of this block here is going to get sucked straight through and go into your chest. So now what happens is we'll have a pressure plate in the center. The farmer will plant on this side, and then he'll turn around to plant on this side, and the pressure plate will cause an update to these crops here, and those crops will pop out. He'll then plant there and realise that this side needs planting, so he'll turn around and walk back again, and he'll continually keep walking over the pressure plate, and every time he does, it'll send an update to these blocks, which will force the crops to be popped out of the soil due to the fact that the light level on these blocks is 7 or below, which is why it's critical that this farm is either built underground or has a big roof over the top of it. Anything that he plants on this side it'll go into these chests. Anything he plants on this side he'll keep, so he'll keep replenishing his inventory. He'll come over here, he'll give us some crops, he'll replenish his inventory, he'll give us some crops, and he keeps doing that, which is the mechanic behind how this farm works. So now we've done that, we can throw a pressure plate, stone pressure plate, can't be a wooden one, it has to be a stone one, right on the center block there. And then we can just fill in around the side of it with solid blocks. So now you should have something that looks a little bit like that. Okay, so now we've done that, we need to grab ourselves some dispensers, the 2 dispensers that you've got. You want to put 1 dispenser just there and 1 dispenser just there. Okay, now these have to be dispensers. If you use droppers, you're going to be wasting your time. They have to be dispensers. And then you want to stick a solid block in the center, and then you want to put 3 blocks. You might have to crouch along the back like that. Now you want to get yourself to the front of the farm, and you want to put yourself down 3 blocks on the left hand side. You want to put down 3 blocks on the right hand side. Cover them over so you've got that, and then you can fill in the middle with glass blocks. Any glass block, it doesn't matter what colour, but they do need to be glass blocks. You don't want to be using panes here, otherwise crops could land on the blocks at the front and they'll go to waste. So grab yourself your solid blocks again, go round to the left hand side. You want to put 2 solid blocks there. Round to the other side, you want to put 2 solid blocks there like that. Okay, so now you've got that. Now grab your hoppers. We need to go round to the left hand side. You want to crouch and you want to put a hopper leading into that dispenser. You need to get up above it, put a hopper into that hopper, a hopper into that hopper, and then a hopper into that hopper. Okay, so that hopper changed into that one, which changed into that one, which changed into that one, which is dispenser. Now you need to do the same on the other side. So crouch, hopper into the dispenser, hopper into that hopper, hopper into that hopper, hopper into that hopper. Okay, now you've got that. Now to finish off the input part of it, where you put the bone meal in, you need to put yourself down a couple of chests. So go to the left hand side of the farm. I'm using trap chests. You can use normal chests if you want to. I'm using trap chests because if you throw something in there by mistake, if you throw something in that you like, your sword or your hoe or anything, it won't start getting sucked into the system until you close the lid. So you've got time to take it out. If that was a normal chest, you'd throw in your sword, it would automatically get sucked through and then spat out into the inside the farm where the farmer is. So potentially you could lose it. Well, you won't lose it, you just have to fish it out, but it won't be very good. So I use trap chests, and then you want to do the same on the other side. And now you want to fill in between with solid blocks. Okay, so now you've got that. Now we can put the on-off switch on. So grab yourself a lever, and you want to put a lever just there. So you've got your glass, you've got a block, and then you put your lever on that block there. And on the back of the block, you need to put yourself down a redstone torch. Now underneath that redstone torch, you want to put yourself down a redstone lamp. And it should come on. And then either side of the redstone lamp, you want to put yourself down solid blocks. Okay, so now when you flick the lever on, i.e. turn the farm on, the light goes out and the farmer can start doing his stuff. When you turn the farm off, the light will come on and the farmer will stop doing what he's doing. Now you need to grab yourself a couple of slabs. You want to put 2 slabs there and there, and you want to put 2 slabs there and there. Okay, and then right behind the back of that redstone lamp, you want to put a solid block. Now you want to put dust on top of all of those blocks. Now on this block here, you want to put yourself down another redstone torch. That should go off because it's being powered. Then grab yourself a couple of blocks again. You want to put 2 blocks there and there. And then some dust on that block. And then another redstone torch just there. You can then knock out that block there. That's just going to make it easier to put the repeater down there in a second. So now you should have something that looks like that. Okay, so grab yourself your solid blocks again. You want to come behind the back of this dispenser and you want to put a block behind the back of that dispenser. Do the same on the other side like that. Now on top of this block, you want to put a block there, a block above your water, and then a block on the other side like that. Okay? Now whiz yourself back around in here. This is where you need to put yourself your comparators. So grab your comparators. And you're going to need to put, you have to jump and mess about. You need to put a comparator coming off that dispenser and a comparator coming off that dispenser. Okay? Then grab yourself a redstone torch. Put a torch coming off the side of that block. Round the other side. Torch coming off of that block there. And then above those 2 torches, you need to put yourself down a solid block. So 1 solid block there. And 1 solid block there. Okay, so now you've got that. Now you need to make a couple of platforms for your comparator clocks to go onto. So sticking with your solid block, you need to put a little platform of 4 blocks just there. And you want to do the same on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now on this block here, this one, you need to put yourself down a redstone torch. Now it has to go off because of the wiring you've done underneath. If it doesn't go off, you need to recheck your wiring because you may have done something incorrectly underneath. But that torch needs to go off. And then on top of that torch, you need to put yourself down a solid block. Okay, so now you've got that. Now grab yourself your redstone torches again, and you want to come up to this left-hand block here. That one, you need to put a torch on it. It should go out. Do the same on the other side. That should go out. And then spin round to face the other way. And you need to make yourself a comparator clock. So put yourself down a comparator, and then put dust coming out of it, looping back round and going back into the side of it. And then you need to set this comparator to subtract mode. Okay, it's important that you do, otherwise the clock won't work. Then whiz over to the other side, do exactly the same. Comparator, redstone dust, there, there and there, and then set the comparator to subtract mode. Okay? And now lastly, you want to put yourself down a bit of dust there, and a bit of dust down on the bottom. Okay? Like that. And then up to the front, in between your 2 comparators, you need to put yourself down a repeater. Now your repeater should be on because your farm is turned off. When you turn your farm on, the repeater will turn off. Okay, but obviously nothing's going to work at the moment because you don't have any bone meal in your dispensers. But that's just in case you were wondering why your repeater was turned on. So now you should have that. Okay, now we're going to put in the circuit that tells the system to stop if the bone meal has run out. So grab yourself some solid blocks again, and you want to go to these two torches here, that torch there and that torch there, and you want to put yourself down solid blocks on top of both of them. Okay? And then coming off of those blocks, on the inside, you need to put yourself down 2 redstone torches. And on top of those 2 redstone torches, you want to put down another couple of solid blocks. One there and one there. And now you want to whiz yourself around this side and you want to put 2 blocks off of the side of each one of those blocks you've just put down. So you want to put 2 blocks there and 2 blocks there. Okay? And on top of those blocks, you need to put yourself down some redstone dust. Now you want to get yourself around to the front of the farm. You want to take out your redstone lamps, the 2 redstone lamps you've got left. You need to put 1 redstone lamp there and 1 redstone lamp just there. And then put a solid block in between them. And then take out your stairs. And you need to put, you'll have to go around the back to do this. You need to put a upside down stair there. And an upside down stair just there. So again, now you can still access those chests. Okay? Then whiz round the back again, grab yourself your slabs, and you want to put a slab just underneath that, the redstone lamp. Okay? And then you want to do the same on the other side. And on top of those 2 slabs, you need to put yourself down 2 repeaters. So that's now indicating that the 2 droppers are empty. There's nothing in them. If we just throw something in, let's get some bone meal. Let's fill this up, shall we? Grab yourself some bone meal. Now, you can't ever have too much bone meal. I mean, this goes through bone meal like you wouldn't believe. So you need loads of bone meal. So grab yourself lots of bone meal. And then throw it into your chests. Once it starts to filter through into the dispenser, your light's going to go out. Same on the other side. That's filtered through. That's gone out too. Perfect. Now, if you've wired this up correctly, when you turn the farm on, when you flick that lever down to turn the farm on, that light should go out and the dispenser should start firing. Perfect. Now, don't worry, you're not wasting any bone meal. Nothing's going to come out unless there's a crop there to be fed, to be bone mealed. So, although it's clicking and it looks like something's coming out, you're not using bone meal, you're not wasting anything, so don't worry about that. However, I will turn it off because it's annoying. So now we've got something that looks like that. So if you've got this far, congratulations, you've made yourself a fully automatic villager micro farm. All we've got to do now is get the villager in there to get him to start working. Now, I'm not going to show you how to do that. You can drop him in, you can push him in, you can... somehow you're going to be able to... Somehow you're going to have to get yourself a villager in there, but it has to be a brown coated villager. Any brown coat will do, but it does have to be a brown coated villager. I'm going to spawn one in because I'm in creative. Now, before I spawn one in, I don't know if there's a way of doing this on the Bedrock edition. In Java, I could press F3 and then I know exactly the light level of these blocks. But I don't know how to do that on the Better Together version, on the Bedrock version. If anybody does know how to do that, then please put a comment in the comments below to let me know, because at the moment I'm just guessing. I'm hoping that the light level in here, once that light's gone out, is going to be less than 8. If it's not, then I'll have to mess about with it. But these blocks here, that one and this one, have to be at a light level of less than 7 or 7 or below. So let's grab ourselves a villager. Now, I have found that villagers on the Bedrock Better Together version are pretty mental, actually. They're idiots, and they will run about like that. However, you need to remember which side you have your hopper minecart in. We've got the hopper minecart this side. If you were to throw in food over on top of that, you'd get it all back in your chests. He needs to be over on that side, and then just throw him a stack of food, carrots or potatoes. I'm going to throw him a stack of potatoes this time. So grab your potatoes, throw them over. Hopefully, he's picked them up. And then you need to get yourself out of here without him following you. So quickly jump out and then replace the glass blocks. Quickly check the chest to make sure he hasn't dropped them all. Now you need to plough these fields. You need to hoe this land here. So hoe that one. He should start farming. Brilliant. Go over, do the same on the other side. You should go over and do that one as well. Fabulous. Replace your glass blocks. And now all that remains is to turn the farm on. So if we flick the switch to turn the farm on, the bone meal is going to start dispensing. The crops are going to grow. And in a few seconds, that fella in there is going to run around starting to plant. It would appear, you see, this is why I couldn't guarantee it. It would appear that the light level in there is a little bit too high. So I'm guessing that corner needs to be filled in. So let me just fill that corner in. Perfect. So now it's working. He's going to run left to right, side to side, planting and farming. The pressure plate in the center is going to keep causing an update, which is going to keep causing the crops to pop out. He gets to keep what's on that side. We get to keep what's on that side. And we've already got potatoes coming in. And as I say, this will work as long as you have bone meal in the system. If we whip out some bone meal, the light goes on to say that the dispenser has run out. The light comes on in the middle, stops him from farming. And you know which side to put your bone meal in. So put your bone meal back in again. As soon as it makes its way down to the dispenser, the lights are going to go out. He's going to start working again. Fantastic. Okay, I just want to show you what happens when the chest fills up. So I've filled the chest up with some torches. And he's just about to fill the chest up. So once the chest is filled up, the lamp underneath, the redstone lamp underneath, lights up, which is enough light to stop these from popping out, which causes him to stop farming. So if your farm's not working, but your light's off and the indicator lights for your bone meal are off, then you know that your chest is full. And all you need to do to start it working again is to take something out of your chest. And then he'll carry on farming. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, everybody. If you have, please don't forget to leave it a like. And if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future tutorials. This is fully off, and I'm out of here.